Pregame.com.
San Diego State, Louisiana Lafayette, playing in New Orleans. This is the New Orleans Bowl, live from the Superdome. Line open 5.5, 60, down to 5. Even saw some 4.5s. Totals 59, not much movement there. But there is some money coming in on the dog. Pretty much a home game. Who do you like?
Yeah, this is one of the handicapping angles I like to use is motivation. Lafayette wants this game. Not only do they want this game, it's being played in their home state, as you mentioned. They originally got a ticket allotment of 6,000 tickets, sold out. Another 6,000, sold out. Another 6,000, sold out. This is from a place where I've heard guys talking, in a general sense. They said there's going to be less than 10,000 people there. Well, they already got basically 20,000.
That's what I heard. It's over 20,000
over
already.
20,000 Lafayette. San Diego, why would they want to go there? They went to a bowl game last year. They won it. Now they've got to go to play Lafayette. This is a huge game for Lafayette. Number one, it's a Sun Belt team. Anytime you can get a Sun Belt team in the bowls, they've done very well over the last 5 years.
Is it because they feel like they have something to prove?
That's something to prove, yeah. And I think because of the conference they play in, they don't get a lot of, especially where they're at, they don't get a chance to play the SEC very often. To me, they're pretty much on par with Conference USA. Conference USA is not a whole lot better. And they're the ugly stepchild or whatever,
yeah.
But they have more motivation in these games. And they've done very well. And like I said, they're selling tickets. They really want this game. So there's a big motivational edge for Lafayette. And if you take a look at Lafayette, they're a perfect 7-0 against the spread as a dog this year. In fact, you go back, they're 13-1 against the spread as a dog away from home. This is a team that travels well. They play very well. They're going to have a lot of fans there. I don't understand the interest in San Diego in this game. And like I said, last year they went to a bowl and they won. So what's the situation for motivation for San Diego?
I think the interest in San Diego State is their running back, Ronnie Hillman, 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, now going indoors on a fast track. People expect him to have a field day running. That's why I wasn't too surprised that the line came out where it did. But I got to agree with you. I think this is a big game for Louisiana Lafayette. And let's not forget, San Diego State is now finding themselves in the position Navy was last year against them. San Diego State, when they beat Navy 35-14 last year in the bowl, they were playing at home in Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. Now they're playing pretty much in Lafayette. It's a home game for them. Let's tell it like it is. So it's like the role reversal, and I expect more or less the same thing to happen to them that happened to Navy. But that's the only thing that scares me a little. Like, are they realizing that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, here we are going in, playing a team that's home like we were last year. So giving them a little extra motivation to prepare. That's the only hesitance I have. Otherwise, I think this wide open offense for Louisiana Lafayette gives some problems to San Diego State. This team scored 71 points combined against Oklahoma State and Arizona. Some good, decent teams. Yep. Oklahoma State's a real good team. I know everyone thinks of them as offense, but you're playing the Big 12. You got some defense as well. So I was impressed, and they won, 4 of their final 5 games. They're coming in, in real good form. 4 of their last 5 were on the road. Now they get to be at home. And San Diego State, on the flip side, 4 of their last 6 was at home. And their record is 4-2 in those games. So when you look at the form of the last 5-6 games, it looks like San Diego State's coming in a lot better, hotter than Lafayette. But that's why I wanted to point that out. 4 of the last 5 for Lafayette were on the road. So, I got to agree with you, man, here. San Diego State, if their defense shows up and really plays like they did during the season, they were plus 10 in turnovers, plus 18 in sack difference in ratio. So Rocky Long does have a defense, but I think there's just too many weapons on Louisiana Lafayette, and they should be able to get it done.
Yeah, Lafayette, you touched on this against Oklahoma State. They're actually 3-0 against the spread against fellow bowl teams, covering those games by 34.5 points. So the one thing, you talked about teams going into the bowls hot and cold. I actually like to go against the hot teams because you have such a layoff. Especially you take a look at some of these later bowls, in January. A lot of people look and say this team finished the season strong, but now they've got like a month off a lot.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like the bye week in the NFL. The last thing you want is to go in there, 5-0. You don't want to slow down that momentum. Where the best thing for a bye, team is to be going in limping and getting healthy. So I agree with you. We're going to go with the Ragin' Cajuns in this one. This is Brian's pick. Going with the home team, Louisiana Lafayette. We'll be back covering some NFL games next.